All right, welcome back to the Run.down post-game show here on the Strickland YouTube channel, Strickland Twitter, and if you're listening to this the day after Strickland Podcast Network, I'm Sam. I'm joined by Tyrese. The Knicks win 125-101 versus the Charlotte Hornets, bringing their win total in the season to 14, and this is their fourth straight win. Knicks started off this game a little bit slow, but picked things up in the second quarter and much more in the second half. We'll get into all that, of course, but before we get started, shout out to Bet Online, who continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen, with the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, and college basketball to NHL and UFC. Head to Bet Online today and don't forget to use promo code BLEAV, that's BLEAV, for your welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, the game starts here. All right, so the Knicks got off to another very slow start against the Charlotte Hornets team. Very reminiscent of the slow start that we had on Black Friday. And from there, I mean, the Knicks kind of really picked things up, I would say, in that even in the first quarter, they really started to pick things up and close the deficit. I think they finished the quarter only down by 2.
Yeah.
Scored 35 in the second quarter. Hornets actually kept up really well in that quarter due to some insanely outlier type shooting from a lot of their players, like Micic and Brandon Miller actually had a good game this game, at least in the first half. Especially in that first quarter, I would say he had 19 points or whatever, 14 points it was in that first quarter. But after that, the Knicks really kind of turned things on, and then that third quarter they really shut down that game. Josh Hart had an excellent second quarter. OG and Cat both had really good third quarters. Jalen had a really good first quarter. So each of the starters kind of had their chance of taking over a specific point in this game, and that's kind of what you expected from this team when they put this roster together. And you're seeing it kind of start to really gel now. We've kind of passed that 20 game mark where the team is really up for more judgment now, as we've given them a good amount of time to gel properly, and we're seeing that now. But yeah, Tyrese, your thoughts on this game overall before we get into some more specifics?
I mean, the first half was pretty forgettable. The second half went a lot better, especially that third quarter where they kind of just took over. Micic was fucking annoying. Like, you don't hoop that well. Stop it. Brandon Miller had a really solid game from the Hornets. It just kind of felt like the Knicks were just stuck in mud for the first quarter and then some of the second, and then once they found their groove, they were fine. And then the third quarter they turned it on, and it was done as soon as that happened. But yeah, the first quarter and a half was so weird from them. So, but I mean, they played a really good game. Heroes abound. The rotations were a little weird tonight with no campaign and trying to reintegrate Precious. So they ran an 8-man bench, and there was really a 7-man bench because Jericho only played 3 minutes, which is a little weird for a random game in December. But also, I realize this is tips, and me trying to complain about it is pointless because this is what tips do. Mikhail played every minute until the end of the game when the starters got benched, which is insane. That is insane. To play 46 minutes on December 5th. And if this game was close, he would have played the entire game. So, you're muted. Sam, you're muted.
I said I have more thoughts on Thibs' minute allocation tonight, and we'll get into that as the stream goes on. But yeah, I mean, all right, let's get to this box score really quickly. Another blowout win for the Knicks. it's getting kind of really, I don't want to say boring, but like getting very predictable. And we kind of are expecting this with the way the Knicks schedule set up this month. So
Just clap it. Just clap it.
whoa.
Just, 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 just giving them the Dominican hammer.
All right. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll start with the two heroes of that third quarter, Karl-Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby. That's where the Knicks really opened things up. OG had 25 points tonight, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks, 2 monumental blocks, I would say, in terms of like just like really solidifying like our stranglehold on that game. 2 blocks of 3-pointers, which is something that you don't really see that often. I mean, I think Knicks fans really got I think the last time we've seen something like this is like with Mitch, when Mitch used to really block like 3-pointers like that. But yeah, I mean, OG Anunoby, once upon a time, a couple games ago, Knicks fans, or not even Knicks fans, but like Knicks fans and NBA fans were chuckling at OG's struggles, but those are long behind us, as now OG Anunoby has, I think, solidified himself as like the number 3 option on this team. So yeah, I mean, he's really been good on both sides of the ball, and just happy to see that he's been consistent even throughout this, even with that little mini, what was it, 2 to 3 game slump. So
it was like a 16 just from 3, and he just like could not hit anything, especially like in the Dallas game. He ran like 2 for 13 or whatever. Yeah, he's been great. Defensively, he's always been bringing it there. Him as a shot blocker has taken like a major leap. I think it's just taken a leap under Tibbs in general, but the fact that he's like seemed to really solidify the fact that he like does stuff as a help defender, inside rim protector, and then being able to like block shots from perimeter is really solid. He had 4 steals, 2 blocks tonight. Like that's another game with 6 stocks. I think he had 6 stocks against who did we play last game? I forget. Whatever it was. I think he had 6 stocks in that game too. So it's like you can tell like he's just operated defensively on a different level, and he's just been able to cover up so many patches in this lineup, and that switch everything lineup that we ran with like Deuce, Hart, Bridges, OG, and Precious, where they were able to switch everything. Like that's where you see OG shine, because now it's like you can't just isolate him. He did like you have point of attack defense. You have just like a bunch of rangy wings who can get over and play like a bunch of different positions on the floor. And OG thrives on that. So like it was really good to see that like he's already been good defensively, but now we get the lineups that make it even better.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, you're seeing this team really start to fully, well, not fully gel, but like gel even more. And it's becoming more consistent. It helps that we have a lot of opponents that we're supposed to be better than, and the team is actually playing like it. Shout out to one Precious and Precious Achua, who came back tonight. Had 2 points, 4 rebounds, an assist. But yeah, I mean, defensively, I think you could already see his impact. It's funny that Precious Achua came back and Jericho Sims like literally just turned back into a pumpkin. So I guess this will make things easier for Thibs. But yeah.
Yeah, that was strange. I assume that both are gonna play just because like you want to like break the minutes from starters. So I assume that Precious is gonna see some minutes before next to Cat, and then Sims will play the 5 when Cat sits. We saw it today again in the fourth quarter where like Precious was playing next to Cat, and it looked really good defensively. They were able to hold up a lot better than I thought they would hold up for their first time running it together, which is really nice to see. But yeah, like Jericho Sims getting like 3 minutes randomly and then not playing again is interesting.
We'll see. Karl-Anthony Towns, 27 points, 16 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Had that monster dunk in the third quarter. I mean, he's really turned into like a different player, I guess you can say. Like a lot of people are saying it on Twitter, at least. They're saying like Cat is playing with like such a different attitude and like charisma than he has in years prior. Sometimes it just takes being at home back to where you can get some home cooking that just makes you feel much better. But yeah, I mean, Cat's been a monster offensively. Like, I don't know how much more we can say about what he's been doing. And Jeff Teague on his podcast said, soon we're gonna have to start talking about him and in the MVP conversation. So we'll see how that goes. But I mean, yeah, I mean, how much more can you say about how good Cat has been for us?
Yeah, he my Monfong goat. Shout out to Monfongo. Great food, great food. That was a great pun. Dimensions appreciate that. Yeah, man, he's just been dominant offensively. I mean, I think without question, he's been the best center in the East with Embiid contemplating retirement.
Being
And
dead.
that too, being fat, dead, being injured, being a gold medal merchant, um, whatever you want to call it. I think he's been the best center in the East. And yeah, man, just like 27 and 16, and it felt really regular. Just kind of felt like another day in the office for him. Consistency has been a big thing with Cat, where it's like he shoots well from three. He's really good inside the arc. He's automatic at the line, even though he missed a couple today. But still 7 and 9 is still like really good for a big. And the fact that he's usually above higher than that is a positive. And then he got it done defensively. He does that one play in the third quarter where they were able to recover in transition, and he blocked the shot. And then yeah, man, just like connected, like he just does all the little things, and he was great again tonight. So can't really complain about Carl. He finally got his headshot. We're not using the whack ass Minnesota one. They put him in the middle of the graphic. They were excited as hell to finally bring that out. So it was a great win for Hubert, and yeah,
Yeah, I mean, going to the other starters, Brunson only played 26 minutes. Seems like he had some back issue, I guess. Shout out to Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Shout out to the Halliburton theory. So, but yeah, I mean, it seems like he had a little back issue. Didn't play that much down the stretch. At 24 and 5 in the limited 27 minutes he played tonight. But yeah, I mean, he had it really going in that first quarter. He had 19 points in the first quarter. That's where he did most of his damage. He helped us come back after the Knicks had the really slow start. And who knows where this game would have been if he didn't really assert himself offensively. As soon as he did, maybe this game would have been a lot closer down the stretch as we saw in the previous Charlotte game. So, yeah.
yeah, man, like he he's been chilling in the last couple of games. Like I think Jordan Book was in the chat. He's only played a combined 80 minutes over the last 3 games, and the Knicks have won by the average of 23 points per game. Like he has been chilling. So yeah, it's really good to see from him. It's just a positive. The fact that like he can take over the game when he needs to, and then like be able to like distribute and just hit spot threes whenever the game calls for it. I mean, I think that was the logic behind trading for Cat in the first place and trying to get this 5-out offense, so that way Brunson isn't having to rock a 33 usage like he did in the playoffs, where it's like he can just kind of get those get the shots that he wants in rhythm, but then also be able to like if he needs to do more, he can do more.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, we're able to preserve him, and it it allows for later on down the season, we're not really expending him so much, I guess, in terms of yeah. I mean, compared to last year, where he was playing so much down the stretch of games where we just had to have a chance. So I like this version of where he's at on this team in terms of he doesn't have to do so much, and the team is able to still do a lot without him in a way. You're just wondering where that theory applies to other players on this team in terms of minute allocation, because Mikal Bridges has been great. Plays way better at home than on the road. Another Halliburton theory candidate right there.
Like Tempur-Pedic king.
Yeah. And he played 46 minutes, 46 and a half minutes in a game that was like a 25-point blowout most of the third and fourth quarter. Um, so I love that Jalen Brunson's been able to get his rest, but starters reaching and going over 40 minutes in a blowout. I mean, did you really not have that much faith in Deuce McBride and Tyler Kolek and some Matt Ryan early fourth quarter minutes to like dispel whatever Seth Curry was doing? Like, I didn't think Seth Curry was going to lead the charge on a 25-point comeback in the fourth quarter in 2024. But hey, I'm not a coach, so Thibs might know better than me on that front. But still, I didn't like the minutes in that regard. Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges also had some really good games. Josh Hart was really good in that first half, 18 points. He scored all his points in the first half. 4 or 5 he was 4 of 5 from 3, I believe, in the first half as well. Just really good to see him be able to like space the floor, and like if he's able to like really be this consistent threat from deep. I mean, you're seeing how it's impacting the Knicks like offensive metrics. Like they're like number 1 in the league in offense. So like if he continues to be this, then like the sky's the limit for this offense, which is still has some ways to go, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Hart, I'm like this close to just calling him a shooter. Like, he's been shooting well so far throughout the season. It's been all in rhythm. He's been shooting a lot better above the break than he's been shooting from the corners. I think he's shooting like 29% from the corners, but he's shooting like 38% now on the season. So it's like legitimate shooter's touch and shooter's gravity, and teams aren't giving him the shot because he's been punishing them. So yeah, if he's gonna keep shooting like this, then it's justified to keep him in the lineup. It's a true 5-out offense, I think you could call it that. And yeah, like Josh Hart has been playing great. He really has just been like the lifeblood of this team, just creating transition opportunities, being able to take the shots that nobody else wants to take with the grenades, and like the rebounding, the ability to pass the ball, just everything that you could ask for Josh Hart, he has done and more.
Yeah, I mean, he's shooting. I think I just saw a tweet from Mensa here. He's shooting 40.5% from 3 on the season, so it's legit.
Yep, he's stroking that thing.
All right. But yeah, he had a great game tonight. 10 rebounds, 6 assists, another almost near triple double. Becoming basically a nightly triple double threat. And Bridges with a season high 7 assists tonight, so he was also doing really good. Passing the ball, 2 of 7 from 3, not too shabby. But hey, we won by 25, so
he was throwing them up like towards the end of it, so like I can't even complain.
Yeah, I mean, I rather him like shoot it with like confidence as he's been the last couple games than like whatever the fuck he was doing in like games like the Charlotte Black Friday game. Like, yeah,
he also drew fouls. Where the hell has this been the entire season?
Yeah, he was 3 of 5 from the free throw line.
Like, hitting free throws will be different, like baby steps. But like, he drew 3 shooting fouls. I think he's drawn 7 all season, and 3 of them happened in that game.
Yeah.
So like, hey man, if he's gonna figure out the shooting and not be afraid of contact anymore, like I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay with him. I can take him off the shit list for now. So, and the defense has like been good, not like world beating, but it's been solid. He's been fighting over screens more. I think he's just playing with more force in general, and yeah, it's good to see from him.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get to some comments, and we'll also talk about Deuce and others as well. Shout out to everyone that's leaving a comment. We will get to all of that. Here from Schwinn, he says my aura clears Tyrese's.
Fuck you, Schwinn. Bullshit, bro.
Jordan Bob says Cat tonight, 25 points, 16 rebounds, it's 27 points. I guess this was during the game. Like, wow, some fans were in here really, really early before the game even was ending.
Yeah, because my aura brought them to the fucking show. Fuck you, Schwinn.
Schwinn commented that at 8:30, by the way.
That's crazy. You were in here an hour ago talking shit. For what reason?
And 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago. Hey, whoa! Let's leave Soto out of this. Let's leave Soto out of this. Let's wait till the decision is made to start really trolling.
Dancing on your career, Schwinn.
Let's see what else we got here. Jordan Bub just bringing up a lot of stats from tonight. All right, here we go. From Jordan Bub, most 2010 games this season: 16 Giannis, 14 Karl-Anthony Towns, 13 Jokic. Who knows? This might be, a little MVP ladder preview.
Nah, they put Sabonis in that shit for whatever reason.
Sabonis. All right,
that was such a nasty MVP.
Sabonis can't even cash motherfuckers parlays today, so.
Sabonis can't even make it out the fucking play-in right now, dude. They're 12th in the West. I don't want to hear shit about Sabonis. But I think Karl leads the league in rebounds, which is good.
Nice.
He's over 13 a game.
Maybe I think maybe Jokic might have went over that just because he had a monster rebound game himself today. So
did he?
Yeah.
Damn, 20. God.
Yeah, he had 14 and a half.
Oh, okay, yeah, he got that back.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rebounding title battle between those two. But yeah, Jordan Bub last Knicks with multiple games of 27-16, 2 blocks in a season. Karl-Anthony Towns, Julius Randle had multiple games with 2 blocks in a season.
It wasn't even the All-Star season, it was the wax season?
Interesting.
With the struggle grades?
And Patrick Ewing, 98-99. Year that we went to the finals, 96-97 and 95-96. So yeah, Karl-Anthony Towns is in the upper echelon of Knicks bigs already.
Yeah, the Knicks bigs of Julius Randle and Patrick Ewing. Wow, we have been dog shit.
Bazina says no excuse for 40 minutes from our starters, man. I agree. I would have loved to see, some Kolick, Huck Porty, Matt Ryan show from the beginning of the fourth quarter. Seth Curry, come back, be damned. Schwinn.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I really didn't get that, dude. It was so wild.
It's like they are missing so many actual NBA players. Yes, they just got Nick Richards and Mark Williams back, but they're still missing a good chunk of actual NBA players. Whoever was on the court was not that whole second half. They were completely out of it, especially after we killed them in that third quarter. It was they didn't really have any much more to put out in that fourth quarter. So you could have put out the end of bench guys, and I think it would have been fine.
I mean, I think Tips just when we're up 20. It has issues where we're not up 20.
This is Hornets fan that I am at mutuals with. He said that we were stat padding our net rating, which
good. Fuck it, I don't care. I want Quadrant of WoW. I will do nasty things for Quadrant of WoW. Okay.
Oh right.
Shouts to Coach. Tomorrow we're gonna be in Quadrant of WoW, and we're not gonna give a fuck about the minutes that we played today. Okay. That's what it matters. Okay. That's what matters.
Why the hell is this Pelicans Suns game so fucking close? What the hell?
Yeah, man. I think Brandon Ingram's back. So.
Oh yeah, he is. Thank God he didn't come back against us. Man, finally, motherfucker's not coming back against the Knicks.
I know. Finally, about time we got some fucking positive
luck. From Jordan Bub, Christian Winfield, Tom Thibodeau says Jalen Brunson was good to go back in the game, but that he's not exactly he's not sure exactly where Jalen's injury is. I'm not sure. I think it's the back. Yeah, it's the back.
Pulled his back, Goody. What else is sicko?
All right. Ace Bouchard says a win is no fun without campaign. Yeah, we were missing those deep pull-up threes in transition and the dance moves.
I literally said that the game was getting out of hand so much in the third quarter. Campaign probably would have busted out into dance with the City Dancers.
Hey, I would have welcomed it.
Dead ass, I could just see Campaign randomly grabbing some of the Rockettes and just starts to kick. I just want to see that. I don't know why. Like that'd be choice. Just like make some shit happen, Knicks. I just want to see something.
Dog, what the fuck is going on in this game? Why is Jaden Reed not getting no damn targets?
Yeah, we talking about fucking parlay, football parlays. Not same different sport, bro.
Money has to be made tonight. Money has to be made. Jordan Bub from DJ Ace NBA. Since November 8th, the Knicks are 11-4 with the best net rating in basketball at plus 12.4. Number 1 ranked offense, number 15 in climbing ranked defense. Yeah, the defense is improving. I think it helps that we're playing a lot of lesser teams, so like that's naturally going to help our defensive rating. Like if you're playing a bunch of teams that just can't score, because the Knicks are improving their defense, of course, but you know, these teams are also just missing like half their rosters. It definitely helps us in that interim right now.
Look, the Knicks deserve a schedule where they get to fatten up, okay? I watched the Cavs play like the Wizards and the Bulls and the Jazz for like 3 months, and everybody kept talking about, oh, the Cavs are so... No, fuck that, okay? Like, the schedule makers knew what they were doing. They was like, they go get right in December and January, and we go be chilling. So, look, give us the easy schedule. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind either. You know, with the way that, what you call it, I mean, we've seen in years prior, like Joel Embiid has had stretches where he's like fattened up his MVP case because he's been playing like a stretch of like the Pistons and the Wizards and like all these other like bad teams in a row. So like, yeah,
let's get fat. Let's go change some net ratings. Let's get some real stats to try to bolster some MVP cases. Just make sure Jalen Brunson and Cat get to the All-Star game, and then you can talk about playing hard teams. Not to mention, if we win the cup, like, I don't care who the fuck we play. If we win the cup, I'm getting belligerent.
Aren't we all?
That's a parade, okay? That's a banner. That's a parade. I want rings. I deserve to see Jalen Brunson popping champagne.
Don't we all? I mean, let's have a mini parade.
Did the fucking Pelicans win that game? Holy shit. All right.
What a loss for the Suns. Ace Bishar says that Precious looked good. Yeah, I thought he looked good in the limited minutes that he played. It's definitely gonna be interesting to see how the Knicks utilize him in terms of lineups that he's in, and like seeing who he plays with. We'll see if he plays a lot next to like we saw different versions of like what it's gonna look like tonight. Like he played some next to Sims, he played some next to Cat. I wonder if we're ever going to see lineups where he's the sole 5 on the floor. So, the sole big on the floor, like him with like, Deuce and who else? Like Hart, whatever it may be, Macau, OG, Campaign, whatever it may be, a combination of those sorts. I wonder if we'll see Precious at the 5 by himself in certain lineups. So we did tonight?
Yeah, we did tonight.
Oh, okay.
He was the lone big with the OG and Mikhail and Hart and Deuce. It was like the hell. That's when they blew the game open.
Oh yeah, that was, yes. Okay, I'm remembering it now. This game was like so many different games at once. Like,
yeah, like Tip said, switch everything, and then his hands started flailing. Like it was cinema.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how much more we get to see of that lineup, and what that produces, because like the defensive potential is definitely there, and we saw it, and I want to see how it looks against like better opponents than the Greensboro Swarm.
It's like that lineup we had in January where it was like Deuce, Grimes, OG, Precious, and like I'm forgetting who the fuck it was. It might have been Sims. But it was like that lineup where they were just like bull rushing teams, and they like decided we're not going to do anything offensively. We're just going to play defense, and the defense rating was like 87. It was like nuts. But But it's like a better version of that because Deuce is taking the leap as a creator and as a shooter. Mikhail can do stuff as like a secondary playmaker, and hopefully as a shooter. Hart is a better shooter than he was last year. OG is a better shooter than he was last year. Precious can make decisions out of the short roll. So it's like the lineup has real legs. So like I would be really interested to see what happens with it. But like that lineup does have real legs.
Yeah.
And Precious being able to come to score space just like makes it so potent because now you could just like have 4 guys switching and then do something for the like it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Defensive potential is off the charts there. We do have a super chat. Shout out to Brian Benjamin for the $2. Let's see. Jan in DC says, "Can we talk about Sims in the first quarter? That was something. I'll say that.
The Monstars took his defensive field goal percentage.
He looked so bad against like Mark Williams in that quarter. Like Mark Williams took his lunch money.
He's got to twist the hair back up. So I haven't been trusted to do this fucking afro shit. But no, bro. Just twist your hair back up. Same shit with Deuce. Twist your hair back up. Stop doing the afro shit. It's not you. It's not you. But yeah, it was a really weird ass stretch. It's 3 minutes, so I can't even like take too much out of it. But it was just such a weird stretch. And then like even Tibbs was like, yeah. Nah.
It was a rough 3 minutes. It was enough for Tibbs to be like, not again.
That's what Shreddy said. Fuck sure. But yeah, like, it was so weird. Like, it was so short, so I don't have any thoughts about it. But it was just so weird.
Jordan Bub from Tommy Beer. Only 4 players in the last 50 years have averaged 25 points and 13 rebounds over the first 20 games with a new franchise. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 1975 with the Lakers. Charles Barkley in 92 with Phoenix, Shaq in 96 with the Lakers, and Cat here with the Knicks.
I fucking love cherry picking. I fucking love it. I want him in those combos. I love cherry picking.
Larry Israel, he says, as someone who questioned Cat, his defensive rebounding has been the most eye-opening thing. Night after night, he dominates the glass. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of fans kind of just like we're so used to, I guess, what he's been doing in Minnesota with Gobert, and then they were like, they saw the loss of Hartenstein, they saw the loss through injury of a Mitchell Robinson, and those were like our 2 biggest rebounding forces, and like you're like, oh man, is Josh Hart gonna have to do all of the glass cleaning? But like I think if you look at like years prior with Cat, and like even if you go back to like his Kentucky days too, like he's always been like good on the glass. Like it's just more eye-opening to us now, I guess, because like we get to see it on a night-to-night, on a day-to-day, on a week-to-week basis, rather than, you know, catching him on a random night when he comes with the Timberwolves to New York. So
yeah, like I think defensive rebounding with Cat was never going to be a question. Like, he's always held up on that end. Like the guy averaged like 12 rebounds a game before getting moved to power forward, which decreased rebounds, and even still he averaged 9. So like that should show you like he has always been held up. He's always held up as a defensive rebounder. Offensive rebounding is a little bit iffy, but like he defensively rebounds so well that it's like you will gladly take him being like a good offensive rebounder instead of a great one, like with Mitch. And ideally, like if Mitch does come back healthy, you can't see those guys in lineups together, then it's like being able to secure the defensive glass and being able to secure the offensive glass, that's a really good combination.
Yeah. Jordan Bub says that Mikal has been a plus 99 in the last 3 games. Also, to note, the last 3 games have also been at home. So, something to note there.
Yeah. He's been playing well. He's been on the court for all these damn minutes, so his plus minus might as well be high as fuck. But yeah, he's been playing well.
Highest plus minus for a Knicks center through 21 games, Tyson Chandler. Schwinn's favorite, plus 149 in 2012-13. Karl-Anthony Towns, plus 140. And this year, of course, and Pat Ewing in 96-97, a plus 112.
I fucking love cherry picking. Through 21 games, such a random ass cut off, but I'll take it.
Yeah, it's like you either do like an increment of like 20 or 25 or 21 is so weird. It's like you make sure to like get it at that specific point so you can get these specific stats. Jordan Bub is also saying that Thib said that campaign is day to day.
And we will not see Tyler go like at all.
Karl-Anthony Towns for the Knicks this season, 25.1 points per game, 13.1 rebounds, 3 assists per game, 45% from 3. All NBA MVP All-Star is seemingly guaranteed because who are they picking over him? Bam ? Embiid from the ER? Like, yeah, no. He's got this in the bag.
Yeah, he'll be starting. He'll be starting.
Brunson will be with him. It's a matter of like, okay, do they get OG in? Because like OG's been really good this year.
Probably not.
Probably not, but we'll see. I mean, there's time. There's time for us to, make his case. Definitely, God. Knicks fans better definitely be voting. I'll say for that.
I swear, like we're actually good this year to start the season. Like usually, it'd be like if we're around 500, and then like January comes. But like no, we've been good the entire season. Like, get out there, go vote.
Get out there and vote, folks.
Especially like, look, we can't vote in November. We're gonna vote in fucking January, February. Okay. All right,
folks.
Because. Right to say that, but yeah, man, like go vote for these. It's like last year that bullshit where like Dame had more votes, but Brunson, like everybody else was like, oh yeah, Brunson should be the starter, and then Brunson had to come off the bench. Like, that was nasty. That was real nasty. So,
and now we're seeing a year later, like who is gonna start at the point guard for All-Star this year for the East? That's gonna be interesting.
I assume it should be Brunson.
Should
because
be.
Minnesota a better team, and but I mean Dame's having a good season, and like people.
Not that good though.
26 and 7 on 60 true shooting.
Hasn't been as loud as it should be.
I know it's not as loud as it should be, but it's still a really solid season.
And also like the Bucks also like were hella buns to start the year.
I think that's like a game and a half behind us though, so it's like.
What the fuck? I hate this standings.
Yeah, like they basically like rattled off like 4 straight wins or whatever. Oh no, they're 2.5 games behind us, but like still.
Well, I'm hoping that this NBA Cup shit can like give us the boost that we need in at least the talks.
Yeah, I mean that's what it did for Halliburton last year, where like they got all the way to the finals because Halliburton was going crazy during his Mickey Mouse run. So you're hoping that Jalen Brunson can propel us to a banner in the stands.
Yeah. Mikal plus 99 is in 3 games is the second best plus minus in a 3-game stretch in the NBA play-by-play era since 96-97, behind only Tyrese Maxey last year at plus 102.
We traded 5 picks plus minus demon.
Let's see. Yeah, he said Larry Izzo says Precious was so big on the floor during that switch everything section. He says it was incredibly arousing. That is a very interesting way to put things. I'll say that.
Tibbs, I agree, it probably was.
Yeah. He said Precious had that sweet dime too. I think I actually remember that play too.
Yeah, like that wraparound pass to OG.
To OG, yes, exactly. Okay. My brain isn't completely fried after dealing with 16 4-year-olds today. So
I will say though, like the Knicks bigs as like short roll passers have taken like a sizable lead. Even when Jericho will like set a screen and like get to the middle of the floor, and he can like make the simple reads, and like with Precious again making the simple reads, and it's not Hartenstein, but it doesn't need to be Hartenstein. It's just guys being able to like make the right pass and make the right read, and the spacing on the floor has really been able to like accentuate that. So it's really good to see.
All right, Jordan Bub brings up our schedule, I guess, the next couple of games. Pistons at MSG on Saturday at 7:30. And Toronto on Monday at 7:30. These are two teams that records wise again are below 500. But I think their play kind of is above what their record says they are. Like the Pistons, they fight hard every night. I mean, they're like right in that play-in race spot. Um, and even Toronto's dealt with like a bunch of injuries to start the year, but like most of their games are pretty competitive for the most part with who they're playing. I mean, minus tonight, who they played against a really good OKC team. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see. What are your thoughts on these next couple games?
I expect the Dominican Hammer against the Pistons. Um, it's the Pistons. Like they've been playing scrappy, but like it's still the Pistons. We blew them out by 30 earlier in the season. I don't expect it to change. I expect to win. I expect to get the cover spread. Toronto will be an interesting game. I mean, Davion Mitchell, really, really, like tough defender. Scotty Barnes is back. Grady Dick, good player. Jakob Pertl, he's been having a really good season so far. Ochai Akbaji.
Yo, you are like intentionally not saying RJ Barrett's name.
Really, really good shooter.
I will say that RJ Barrett has been playing really. RJ's been playing really well at home, and we will be in Toronto.
Donovan Monko, really, really good.
You can ignore him all you want.
Emmanuel quickly hasn't played yet, but I figure he's going to come back.
All right.
Towards the end of December, I think they got a lot of good talent around there. Kelly Olynyk, the Canadian.
You can ignore RJ all you want. I know he's like very much a polarizing figure amongst Knicks fans, but we're playing at home. We're playing them in Toronto. He's actually been really good in Toronto. So like, but no, he's actually been really good in Toronto. So and he'll be motivated. I mean, he's playing as a team that drafted him. Like these are things that I mean, for me as a betting person, I'm taking into account. These are storylines that you take into account when making narrative plays and whatnot. So I mean. And he's also been playing like I would say at least versatile offensively. He's been like there are some nights where he's like legitimately like been like a triple-double threat where he's getting a bunch of rebounds, he's getting a bunch of assists. So he's been playing really well in Toronto. They're not their best team. They still are missing someone like Quickly, who I think will help take their offense to even higher to where it is already. I mean, they just got Grady Dick back today, who's been out as well, and he's been one of their better players this year as well too, taking a offensive leap. So we'll see how the Knicks match up with them. I think we'll be able to take care of them handily. I'm just saying, these two teams, their records, don't really speak for how they play on a night-to-night basis in terms of their competitiveness. But I think we should still take care of it, nonetheless.
But Bruce Brown, not playing yet, but he's
not playing yet.
But he's been motivating.
He's been motivating guys by wearing cowboy outfits every fucking night.
Garrett Temple, good vet, so I expect him to come in prepared. I don't know about Darko, but he's doing his thing.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah. What else can I think of?
All right. Anyways, I think we'll cut things off here. All right, we have one last comment here, I guess, from Jordan Bub. Last NBA players with 520 points and 270 rebounds through the first 21 games of a season. Oh man, gotta love these cherry pick stats. Karl-Anthony Towns this year, Giannis in 1920, Embiid 18-19, Kevin Love 11-12, and Shaq 99-2000.
When you can put yourself with the other good Minnesota big. It's a good time. Yeah. 520 points and 270.
It's so hyper specific.
It's first 21 games.
It's so hyper specific. It's not even funny.
Nuts. Oh man. I didn't even mention Chris Boucher. Chris Boucher, man.
All right.
That's a dude.
All right, man.
Hey, Jamal Sheed? Hey, I wanted him in the draft. He was solid.
All right. Jordan above here, he says, I was getting wide open shots. They did it in preseason and in Charlotte, so I knew I was going to have open shots. Josh Hart to go Pito on a 67% shooting from the field and from three. Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of teams are still kind of daring Josh Hart to beat them from three, and thankfully he's been able to do it. So you're hoping he's able to continue this because, like, again, it takes the Knicks offense to the level that we're seeing it now. And it puts to bed all these questions about, like, who should be, the starter for the Knicks and whatnot in that spot. I mean, that conversation is dead now, and hopefully, it stays like that if Josh Hart continues playing like this, and yeah, we'll see.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Josh Hart is just he's shooting his thing, man. Like, if Josh Hart shoots, sorry about that. Josh Hart shoots, it changed the entire equation. So the fact that he's been able to be a positive shooter thus far this season is really positive.
Tweet here from Prez. He says if Macau continues to normalize from three and free throw, we may have 5 starters above 60 true shooting in due time. Is this on par with like the Celtics, at least last year?
I think Jaylen Brown was just below 60 true shooting, but yeah, for the most part, yeah. I mean, it's the efficiency that they have is like insane. It's insane. Like, Josh Hart is like at 70 true shooting. Josh Hart is 6'4". 70 true shooting for a 6'4" wing is
unheard of.
nuts. Yeah, like, I legitimately do not think a wing has touched those numbers in forever. He was leading the league in 2-point percentage into the last couple of games. I think now he's like second or third, and it's like, again, the efficiency that he has is just not normal for guys his size. So, but yeah, like, I can absolutely see. I have a take, and it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks have 6 guys with 60 true shooting or above at the end of the season. I can absolutely see teams getting into that conversation.
That would be ideal.
Yeah.
All right. I think we'll end things off here. Another blowout, so not too much to talk about. Shout out to everyone that's been here, tuned in. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will be back after the game on Saturday. So, everyone enjoy your Friday of No Knicks basketball. I will be sleeping in, of course. But yeah, check out all the links we have in the description. We got links to the site, merch, Patreon, Twitter, Instagram. We are also on Blue Sky as well. So if you are on there, make sure to give us a follow. And yeah, everyone enjoy your night. Peace.